Welcome to the Kindest Project, the podcast designed to share stories of kindness and share how kindness can make positive change in our world, one small act at a time.
This episode of the Kindest Project, we talk about Suits, Cranham, and the kindest seen TV shows with Mike FitzGerald. Welcome to the Kindest Project. Today I'm joined by Chris Dames. When smart and casual clash, you'll always find him.
What does that mean? You know what?
I think I wrote it really late at night and I was just like, what do I know about
after
it?
one of your cheese dreams again, is it?
No.
What was happening?
It was one day when you wore like a full suited top half and jeans and I was just like...
You know what? I've stopped where... you will never catch me in a tie, and this is a very, very, very occasion when I need it. And I'm getting a bit more casual. I don't think people expect business dress, like full suits, for everything anymore, do they? I don't think like wearing a suit and being professional are actually that big time.
Yeah, it's a traditional sort of scheme in the brain that you had to do that. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything about your brain or what you are, or you know.
I like if I'm turning up and meeting a new person, I like to be quite smart. You can be quite smart. I mean, you're looking a bit like. I
had a shirt laying out.
Lara Croft's Tomb Raider today. No? Are we like?
I had a shirt laying out, but it was too warm. I tried to put it on. I was sweating so much it stuck to my arms.
I am joined by. We've got Mike back as the guest podcast, and he's put beer, which is always good. Non-alcoholic beer, but it's good stuff. And are they gooseberries, Mike?
They're mulberries.
Mulberries, right? Okay.
He has gifted us food.
I'm joined by a man bearing gifts. Mike.
Hello. And trivia fact, I've been to Cranham.
We've got to talk about Cranham. We've got to talk about Cranham. We will be talking about Cranham quite a lot. And I'm also joined by the girl who, by the time we get to Japan, might have actually exploded with excitement. It's Charlotte Dames.
What can I say?
So let's talk Cranham. Let's talk Cranham. I'm off tonight. I'm going to have dinner in Cranham. It's the first time I've been to Cranham.
Where are you going? The Plough?
Cassie's booked it. No, we're going to. I don't know what pub it is, but we're going for dinner.
You've got the Golden Crane or the Plough?
It's one of those, but I don't know.
I saw that when I was on the bus down to the last station.
Did you? So you've been to Cranham now?
I've seen the end of the 248 bus line.
And what was it like? Was you impressed by Cranham?
They had a good Tesco's.
I don't know if we've got any listeners in Cranham.
There is. There must be.
Yeah, there might be. We've got listeners all over the world, and they're going, where is this mythical Cranham place?
I got ice cream.
Did you? Was it good?
That was in Upminster, not in Cranham.
You live in Cranham?
I live about a 10-minute walk in Upminster. So at any point there's two.
Yes, I got ice cream at Casper's in Upminster.
Wonderful. And if you go to there's two of them. One's like a small one, one's like a sitting actual place. Bakeries called Scrum Diddley Buns.
And there's two of those.
There's two of them.
Why is there two?
That is so cute.
One's just like for bread and stuff quickly running in.
Gotcha.
And the other one's like a little cafe that does like breakfasts and that's on Avon
It's
Road.
like Greg's.
What was your standout place in Cranham? When you went to Cranham and when...
Creasy's Laundrette.
There is a Creasy's Laundrette.
I was just like, that's such bad advertising.
Actually, sometimes Cranham has a vintage car show, you know.
Cool.
Nice.
So we are now officially the Cranham Tourist Board. I think I don't know if they've got a tourist board.
I don't know if they need a tourist board.
But we're now it. They've got a vintage car show. I'm going out for dinner, and there's a
Creasy's Laundrette.
There's a Creasy's Laundrette. Where's next on your list of adventures, Charlotte?
Pick a train.
We pretend. So we're off to Japan next year, which is quite a big adventure. But we are. We keep on threatening to do this game, right? Have you ever read the Dice Man by Luke Reinhardt?
Is where you just roll the dice and.
So you pick 6 things to do.
Yeah.
You roll the dice.
And the dice decides what you're up to. And I think that applies to travel potentially. As long as Cranham's not one of the six, because
No, we're on trains this time.
train. So what we say, like overground, are we going anywhere in the
We're just
UK?
going to pick 6 train lines
Okay.
and put
Tube or train?
train.
Okay.
And
You
we're
wanna
going to
make a
roll
real
the
journey.
dice. And then we're just going to roll the dice and see how many stops we have to get off at after.
Ah, right. So it's going to be, we're going to pick a line. What line are we going to pick?
6 lines, roll the dice.
So you could end up in Slough.
Or even worse, Stoke. I mean, genuinely, Stoke is the worst place I've ever visited in my life, I think.
My friend ran a store there for a year, and he would concur.
I went for a drink in Stoke and I walked into a pub and the glass was crunching under my feet. It was so bad.
Oh.
It wasn't a place that I'd choose to visit again. But
Sorry to the people in Stoke.
sorry to the people in Stoke. I don't think we've got Wi-Fi in Stoke yet, so they might not be listening. But where would you add to the list? Where would you put on the list of your 6 places in the UK that you could visit?
I don't know.
Where would you, mate? Like random places.
Random places that I would go to. I haven't been to Liverpool.
Liverpool's awesome. Love it.
I'd like to go back to Brighton.
Yeah, we were in Brighton last week, weren't we?
Brighton's a good crack, really nice in Brighton. I could go to Liverpool, that'd be good. I went to Manchester, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
Manchester's a good place.
I think most places are really, anywhere you go, you end up really...
There's always a bit of fun somewhere.
The Midlandy bits,
But, you know, Birmingham's an interesting place.
Don't.
What?
Don't.
Well, do Birmingham, I'm not good at doing the accents.
yeah, but always.
What accent can you do again?
Can't do
Oh, right, okay.
accents.
You're gonna do
It's a universal generic accent that works for everything.
We're avoiding accents, are we?
Yeah, the only accents I can do are my normal ones. The one I do when I get angry naturally. Apparently I have 3 accents.
Well, Charlotte goes from relatively well spoken to very cockney very quickly. So are you looking angry now, Charlotte? Does that mean you're going to move into your cockney?
Shush.
Are you going to start? So you talk to Charlotte and she'll go, yeah, how are you doing? Are you doing well? I'm doing all right, actually.
What?
It's from absolutely nowhere. I'm not sure where it comes from. So, how can people get in touch with us?
Okay, the Twitter is @OlaKindness. The email is ola@thekindnessproject.co.uk. The Facebook is www.facebook.com/OlaKindness. It doesn't matter. Oh my god, stop torturing me.
Yeah, on a Mac keyboard, which one do you press on a normal standard keyboard?
Is that www.facebook.com/stop-torturing-me? I think you're going to find a completely different page if you try and
Oh, I don't even want to know. Don't even want to know.
It's www.facebook.com/start-torturing-me, please. No, /kindness.
/#dad banter.
Hashtag dad jokes. You know what? My
I love a good dad
favourite Facebook page, apart from our, obviously, is the Tim Vine fan club. I love a bit of Tim Vine.
Tim Vine is brilliant.
Yeah, I love but that is full of really bad dad puns. What's your favourite Facebook page? Right?
Facebook page, apart from obviously the kindness project.
Obviously.
I'm really boring with my Facebook. I try not to glue myself to it so avidly. I think Instagram is more for me.
Yes.
It's just sort of.
Thank you.
It's a lot more positive for a start.
Okay.
People don't generally get too into stuff on it.
Yeah.
Because, we all know you can be happily just going along your day and then someone will mention vegans or something.
And then it starts to get...
Because people love a good Facebook row, don't they?
You know what?
And Twitter. The amount of people who would argue over Trump on Twitter is awful.
I've got this phrase that I use about Twitter mainly, but it applies to Facebook as well. Oh, you really convinced me of your point, said nobody on Twitter ever.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to Facebook as well. You've never gone on Facebook and gone, if we were having a conversation, we might have a nuanced, intelligent debate. We're not going to do that on social media. Social media is not the right platform to do that.
I'm fairly certain if you took, Einstein and any other brilliant mind in the world,
Yeah.
if they had to discuss, and say Stephen Hawking's, and they had to discuss the theory of everything, and then in going through all the theories and things and all the workings out,
Yeah.
You
at
know,
one
they
point,
might be discussing something right now because they're both dead.
they could be, but I don't think at any point Einstein would lean in and go, asterisk, YOU hyphen RE. That's how you use your. And I've definitely won now because although your solid theory of relativity is
You
there.
made a petty point about grammar, and I just don't. What do you think? Do you think?
What about like Twitter wars? Twitter or Facebook wars? I
Do you
think
people actually like? Have you ever changed your mind through?
no,
Okay, right, true.
never. No, I don't get in. The only wars I get into on Twitter or Facebook are GIF wars.
Yeah, well, you and Mum have a bit of a GIF war on
Yeah.
WhatsApp, don't you? You
Get
sort of-
text. We just sit and text GIFs over the Wi-Fi and just like I'll send you a GIF and you send me one back and this
What's
is
your favourite GIF?
the virtual hug.
I was literally about to say that's the kindest gift out there. Anyone's feeling a bit down, send them a little virtual hug.
I don't think I've ever used the virtual hug GIF, but after I finish this podcast, you're both getting the virtual hug.
Ah.
Right.
Should we do it? Let's just do it. Virtual hug GIFs all around.
Hey, that could be a task for all the listeners to send someone a virtual hug for no reason.
Or the minion that just goes wah.
Yeah.
I love that GIF.
So, listeners, please send
Someone you've not spoke to in a while. Someone
you love, somebody you've not spoken to in a while, somebody you want to reach out to, a virtual hug GIF, and feel free to send us some virtual hug GIFs because we like them too.
We love them.
We love them. So, today's question of the podcast, are we doing a question of the podcast?
Yes.
Is, what's your biggest claim to fame?
I own a cult.
Pardon?
I don't remember the fact that you are the leader of a gang that you just called a cult. I didn't realise it had stepped over to cult territory.
It gets better called.
Have you not noticed the merchandise appearing? The specialist badges, isn't there?
We tried to have them ordered, but we had to get our money back.
Yeah, sorry, are you using the podcast to recruit for your...
The baggy trousers needs some members, guys.
What's happened here? What's happened to
No,
this?
I thought it was a gang. I was quite happy to help you out when it was a gang, but now it's a cult.
When it was a game.
I was sort of...
We were all about the dancing and the fight and the sharks.
Charlotte has got her own gang.
I do.
What? What's the game?
We are called the Baggy Trousers after the Madness song.
Sure.
And we just like to take in people who don't have many friends and just let them hang out with us.
This will be cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's
And then
a good place to
it started spreading, and I was just like, this is becoming a bit of a cult.
See you later.
Bye.
That's David popping his head in, just saying that he's off home. So yeah, your gang is a really positive gang, though, isn't it?
Yes.
You don't like go around street corners.
I'm not sure term gang. It's a collective. Why not collective?
It sounds stiff.
Yeah, you like the idea of gang, don't you?
Yeah, but we're
How many you got in your gang now?
I don't know.
Are we still calling it a gang or are we calling it a cult?
Either way.
No, they're two different definitions.
Fine, gang. We'll leave it as gang.
I mean, gang, I think Mike's right. Gang isn't particularly positive, but cult?
Well, what about another word?
Are you the Messiah? No, you're an naughty.
No, I am the queen.
As long as you don't start taking terminology like you'd have with crows, like a murderer of baggy trousers. No. What about a gaggle?
That's geese.
Yeah.
And they hiss at people. We don't hiss at people, I don't think.
That's done it.
Yeah, because if that has started happening, you need to start defining the rules of being in the baggy trousers.
So that's your claim to fame. You own a cult.
Called
Any
the
other
baggy
claims to
trousers.
fame? Have you met anybody famous, or you?
I met one. I think I met Anne. Was there? It was one of the two. I met them in a Tesco's when I was a kid.
You did? Yeah. You met. I think it was Anne, wasn't it?
I watched my dad get locked in a toilet by Cinderella. That was funny.
Yeah, that was good. I don't think it was the real Cinderella. Was it Cinderella? Was that the London Dungeon?
No, that was at Shrek.
Oh, it was the Shrek experience, wasn't it? Yeah. And I had to,
I don't see what was giving
yeah. Why is your claim to fame about me?
It was
And
funny. funny.
It was
Famous by association.
It was famous. I don't think it was the real Cinderella though, was it?
Also got pointed out by a witch.
Very good. What's your claim to fame, mate?
My claim to fame. I'm trying to think of one that is a kindness claim to fame.
Okay.
He owns a rival cult.
We're called the Skinny Jeans. We don't get on with the baggies. We're very exclusive. No one's welcome.
Yeah.
It's just me.
It's a cult of one. Can anybody join your
I mean, you have to do the initiation, but...
What's the initiation?
You have to watch all 6 series of some DVD. That's what you have to do.
No, you just have to put your hand up and say, I solemnly swear to be a baggy trouser, and then do the really awkward high five we invented.
Right, and if they've got a sort of grant allegiance to you personally?
No.
Is there a pyramid scheme involved? Is there some kind of money changing hands?
Yeah,
No.
you're putting cash changing. You're not doing it for the cash, yeah?
No.
Doing it for the... How many in the baggy trousers now?
Don't know.
You seem elusive like a shepherd that hasn't counted the flock in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't, because the last time I counted them was a week after it started, and it's been going almost a year now.
So, but we've got... When did it move over to cult status, and what was it that...
It was just a funny thing we used to tell people, because like within the first week, within like the first 2 days, we had like 30 people, and it was just a funny thing we used to say to people, hey, do you want to join our cult? Because it made them laugh, and they were like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I get offered to join cults all the time, I find it hilarious. Listen, you join Scientology? No!
They told me I was vain, the Scientology lot. They said, I'll do this test, and I thought, why not? And they're like, you're very vain. And I was like, yes. Yes,
Have you done the Scientology test?
It was ages ago, and to be honest, it was, we were working very long weeks, and it was after a few beers in Harlow, which is a wonderful area to work. There used to be a little tent in the middle of the town. So we were all just thinking, why not? Let's do it. And obviously, the whole test is to make you feel bad about yourself, so you start giving them money. Okay. But the good thing about...
But it's highlighting your flaws, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what they want to do.
But I think we all do that enough when we look in the mirror, if I'm honest. I was like, you've gone weak on me. You don't even know what I do in my own time. This is...
I don't think I want to know it.
Come up with his vein. You're not doing it.
Here's my record now. I'm trying to think of claim to fame. Oh, actually, when I was younger, I sat next to Cat Dealey and Anton Deck on CD UK. You remember that?
Awesome, good one.
I had horrendous spiky hair because that was back when the Offspring, etc. were going. So I looked.
Don't worry, Dad had an afro.
I had an afro when I was a kid.
Awesome.
Well, 15, but that's a really good claim to fame. My one, the one that my go-to claim to fame is my cousin was the first ever run seal man. So he was the guy who originally said, it's exactly what it says on the tin. Now I love that, because that's niche, that's small, but also big, and
Oh, my dad designed the Guinness factory in Nigeria.
Oh, very cool.
And being from Ireland himself, that's like a double whammy.
Love it. Absolutely.
I love that phrase. Double whammy.
So listeners, what is your biggest claim to fame? We look forward to hearing your responses. Shall we move on to kindest news?
Yes. Welcome to Kindest News.
What have you been Googling, Charlotte? Have you been Googling something?
Memento Mori. So you know how it's just Memento Mori, which means remember death? Well, I just slapped the word all in there. It now says remember all death. Omnes Memento Mori, or remember my death is Mortis Memento Me.
Okay.
And I
didn't expect a Latin lesson today. Is it Latin?
It's Latin.
Caecilius est in etrio. I remember that from my Latin lessons at school.
I never did.
Never did Latin.
I went to a really rubbish comp in the East End, so I never had any lessons. We had English lessons.
Yeah, we do English. We're trying to understand Shakespearean language.
So, what episode of Kindest News are we on today?
Kindest News, Gaming Edition.
Gaming Edition, love it.
Yes.
I suppose games, even though I love games, are inherently violent, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what games you're playing.
Okay.
Like, you wouldn't go into a date and think, oh, this is violent.
So So what?
Okay, I just remembered some stuff. Anyway,
Keep moving on.
first article. Gaming for kindness with Penny Arcade.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to watch your faves battle it out on Mario Kart or enter a far-out galaxy and duke it out with space narwhals?
Not really.
I know we have. This desire led us to dream up a new event. Penny Arcade is hosting Gaming for Kindness, a Twitch stream fundraiser to benefit Random Acts. It's the first Twitch fundraiser Random Acts has ever been part of, and you will be able to donate directly on
So this
online.
is Random Acts of Kindness, the organisation, right?
And it's this arcade, and they're doing a Twitch live stream to
You
raise.
did something on this, didn't you? Did you do a live stream gaming?
Yeah, well, I think we've done 3 now.
Okay.
We did a 24-hour one. No, 2 we've done. We did a 24-hour one, and then we did a 12-hour one. So we raised about 1,500, 2 grand.
Cool.
Yeah. We didn't finish Diablo 3 though, so we're going to go back and do that probably in October. But it's good. It's a really good way to make a bit of money.
What games did you pick?
The first time we were picking all sorts of games. We went for our classics like Soul Calibur.
Good game.
Some
Good game.
NBA was good.
Yeah.
We tried to play Dark Souls and immediately got deleted from the hard drive after one attempt and
You can't play. It's such a frustrating game. Isn't it? It's a great game to do probably in a darkened room when nobody can see you foul. But in terms of a game that you want to broadcast live, probably not.
It wasn't great, no. All sorts of games, and then next we wanted to do all of Diablo, the run through for special effects charity. That's what they're called, and they do things like special controllers, people with disabilities, so they can still play games.
Oh, cool.
Really cool, really simple stuff like really soft touchpads instead of buttons, so people that suffer from like cerebral palsy can still push the buttons. There's a lot of games with pressure sensitive things without realising. So you might not say it, but like passing the ball, for example, if you hit it hard, it will be slightly harder. So you just really cool stuff like that. So it's I mean, I do quite a lot of charity. I try to. I think it's just a privilege to be able to help other people, isn't it?
I absolutely agree, and I think if you're lucky enough to sort of live a particularly fortunate life, you've got an obligation to do it, I think.
Absolutely.
You've got an obligation to do it. But to do it and play games sounds like a double win.
Why is everyone not doing it all the time?
You know what? I'm going to have a massive sacrifice. What are you going to do, Chris? Play computer games? That's not that much of a sacrifice, is it?
I assure you, at hour 22.
You know what?
I couldn't talk to my best friend for about a day. We just stopped talking, we slept, and then we just went home back to Birmingham.
So what was the quality of the gaming by
It started off really well. We were very well slept, well
What
fed.
time did you start?
The first one we started about 9 a.m.
Okay.
That's your mistake there.
So that was good. The second one, the 12-hour one, we started about 5 in the afternoon.
So it was over.
So we'd had a full day anyway.
Yeah, you should have started like 1 in the morning, because then the light comes later. It's lighter for longer, so it doesn't compute in your brain that you're supposed to be sleeping as much.
Do you reckon that might be a good time to start then?
Yeah, and I'd recommend doing it.
If you were doing a gaming charity marathon, what games would you choose?
Ooh, something short and sweet and simple, something entertaining that people can watch and enjoy.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's good. Mario Kart's good. There's a gaming bar over in Stratford now, and they've got N64 Mario Kart set up on the screen.
Oh, what's that one with the giant floppy people? And they just go into the fan.
Gang Beasts.
That's so funny.
That's really annoying because that's not released on Xbox, is it?
No.
Are you on Xbox?
No, PlayStation. Yeah. The Gang Beasts, and I've always had PlayStation. I think PlayStation is a console on the rise though. I mean, like, you look at a game like God of War, like all the original, like all the only PlayStation games. We should turn this into a gaming podcast. Let's talk about those kindness news things though. So they did kindness for a
Gaming
kindness
for kindness.
marathon.
Yeah.
What did they play?
It doesn't say specifically what they played, but they had guests like Lisa Berry, Rachel Miner, Michael Borgia, Osric, if you know any of these people, please. Adam Fergus, Elena
Are
Huffman.
you just making up names?
Hang on, there's a random name generator who's got running
I'm
here.
reading up this on
Fergus Feigelson.
Alan Davidson. Why?
Catherine Ramdeen,
Oh, Catherine! No, I'm still don't know.
Robbie Thompson, Bobo Bear.
Bobo.
Robbie the Broadway Thompson. Bobo who?
And David Perez.
David Perrin, no. So
I think they might be professional games. I'm not
they might be. Who's Bobo?
It's a show. Have you ever seen Bobo?
I think the most Bobo was a professional. I'm just liking saying Bobo.
Bobo.
Okay, so they raised, but Mike's, we've got like somebody who's actually down here, 24-hour gaming.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
It was cool. I mean,
Would you do it again, 24 hours?
yeah, with different preparations. Now the key thing is I think you need fresh people coming in. So
Yeah.
you do like an hour on a game, because what we were trying to do originally was like have a day in the garden, barbecue, people just take turns. It didn't quite work out just because we sort of ran out of time and I'm bad at organising. So probably next time we'll have a bit more of that to it.
Mate, look, let me know.
yeah, definitely.
Charlotte and I go.
I'll join you.
Please do.
I'll be trash, but don't worry about it.
Well, I might do it. I'll stay on Soul Calibur, and then everyone pays £1 to have a go at me, and I could raise millions.
I tell you what, that challenge.
Because I'm just unbeatable at Soul Calibur.
Well, I think we should do Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter as a.
No, because you'll put me in a corner, and then you'll sweep me and keep uppercutting me.
Who's your character in Soul Calibur?
Soul Calibur, Voldo or Killick.
Well, the one with right.
Who's your character on Mortal Kombat though?
I haven't played them in ages. I used to be pretty good with Johnny Cage, but I think he's not in the new ones, is he?
No, he is. Yeah. So, any more same stories?
Yes, I found this website called Games for Change, and it's a student challenge. I'm not making this up.
No, Change run by a man called Bobo.
No,
Alright,
and you're not saying enough bows.
Selector.
The Games for Change Student Challenge is a national game design program that invites students to create digital games about issues impacting their communities. The challenge is run in cities across the United States and includes professional development and game-based learning for 20 teachers per city, in-school and after-school game-making courses supported by curriculum partner Mouse. Student game jams and workshops, mentorship, there's a lot of words. Anyway, basically it's about people creating games to get a point across about an issue that's in their community. And
Gotcha.
I think that's quite a kind...
Look, I think games are an art form the same as...
To themselves, like photography or music or stories.
And we mentioned So that
See, in fact, the girl that Hellblade Series Sacrifice is a game where the girl suffers from psychosis, and it says you have to play it in the dark and you have to put surround sound headphones on. And if you can imagine, as you think normally on a day, but you can hear her voices talking to her. So it's not like you say hearing voices, but when you're reading something, you hear your own voice talking. So you're not, it's a natural thing. But she just won a BAFTA for Best Actress in any game. So, but no, that's incredible. I mean,
but that for games to tackle mental health issues, there was a game called This War of Mine. Have you ever played that?
No.
Incredible game that was developed and sponsored by a gaming firm, sold commercially, but had input from War Child and those of charities that help people in war-torn places. And it was about surviving in a war zone, not from a sort of Call of Duty shoot perspective, but as civilians living in it was actually
what about that game?
I was going to say that's pretty much, isn't it?
What about that game?
An eye-opener.
What about that game where it was the woman, she was walking in her house and along the beach and she had this book and she kept going into each page and you had to solve each level, and each level was about a different part of her life. Like the one with the girl with the ribbons and she had to slide along the...
I can't remember what that was called. That was a good game. It was more of a casual game. But I think storytelling in any form has the opportunity to help people understand issues more.
Well, there's
gaming's not excluded from that.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely not. And I mean, there's kindness in education. Like even if it's just getting someone to think differently, then that's benefit. That's benefiting them. Yeah, say that the war one sounds incredible. Yeah.
It was a really interesting, thought-provoking game. It was good. So, what games have they made that is Social Change Club?
Yes,
Are you enjoying your berries there while you?
There's a fly on one of them. It's really annoying me. Okay, 2018 winners. Ooh,
So, what games did they make?
Load. Sorry, I had up on the homepage because it had the about section on there.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, I found the reason why this flagged up on my thing. In New York, there were 2 games made on the premise of kindness and empathy. One is called What Goes Around Comes Around, and the description of the game is, this game is based off the saying, what goes around comes around. Help the people with their problems and they will help you too.
Okay.
And the other one is called Phobic. Phobic is a short visual novel about bullying with 4 different endings that show students what they can do to help those who are bullied, regardless of what they identify as and who they are. And it gives you all the details about the games, like
Can you
who
play
made
them
them.
online, or are they?
I don't know, but I will check it for you.
Okay, cool. So we'll put details of the both the kindness news stories in the show notes, and hopefully we can have a go at those games. It'd be interesting to see how they encourage kindness.
There's one coming out on the Nintendo that's on Steam at the moment. I can't wait for it, called Undertale.
You love Undertale, don't you?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, I had.
You've got it on Steam, haven't you?
Yeah,
Is Undertale quite a fun game?
Well, you can complete the whole. It's a classic sort of side-scrolling game, sort of role-playing thing, isn't it?
Depends what mode you play it on. You can play it on neutral, and that's where you kill like 1 or 2 enemies, but not all of them. You can play it on genocide, you have to kill absolutely everything, or you can play it on passive, and you don't kill anyone. But it's a harder version to play because everyone's trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And it's just a hard version to play. And I've never been able to make myself do anything but the passive mode.
Okay.
Because all the characters are just so nice.
And then they respond to you. If you've been killing people, they respond to you differently. Yeah. So the whole idea is to do it without hurting anyone.
There's another game like that.
Mirror's Edge?
Mirror's Edge. It's not Mirror's Edge. It's I can't remember, but the more violent you are in the game, the harder it gets, and the less positive your ending is.
Oh, that's okay. The bit about the more difficult it gets, that's kind of the opposite because
it does get it's more difficult to.
In Undertale, it's more difficult not to fight back because everyone's trying to kill you and you have no way to defend yourself. But you talk to the enemies and you ask them to let you go and you have to be kind to them.
You need to be quite persuasive to talk to yourself. I mean,
there's frogs trying to kill you. There's a little cat called Temmie. Temmie is so cute.
Yeah, but I mean, you need some really massive persuasive abilities to be able to talk yourself out of every single argument. The sort of persuasive abilities that might start a cult or something like that.
Yeah,
that sort of that level.
Aw, thanks.
Persuasive.
When you send someone a picture of some baggy trousers gif and say, "Are you interested?" and they reply with, "I'm in."
Yeah, you're in. Okay, thank you, Charlotte, for that kindness news.
No problem. Stories of kindness.
Stop! Well, that was dramatic, super dramatic.
Getting all out my system.
Stories of kindness. That was quite. You did the jazz hands then, like stories of kindness.
It wasn't just hands, it was looming over you.
Loom hands. As a cult leader often does.
Okay. We can stop. Anyway.
Should we stop referring to you as a cult leader?
Yes.
Do you dress up as the guy from Atmosphere?
No, I just wear my uniform and everyone just goes, ah!
You've got a uniform for your cult?
No, my school uniform.
Your cult uniform is the school uniform?
But I'm just saying it's lazy, if anything. I think that's an easy way out. What's the uniform? Wearing shoes?
Yeah. What's your uniform? We've got a little Sanders badge there. Is everybody who wears the Sanders uniform in your cult?
No.
Not yet.
No, and not all our cult members are from Sandhurst either.
No, true.
We are multi-school.
You need your own uniform though, that's the thing.
Maybe. Can I get back to what I was saying?
Go, off you go.
Okay, so you asked me to prepare some very kind scenes from TV shows, and I had a bit of trouble with this because, you know, I've been watching a lot of TV about violence and stuff, and also I've been doing a binge watch of Queer Eye, which...
Queer Eye's quite a kind show.
Yeah, but
It's not. No, it is.
It is.
It's an amazing show, and I mean, tears at the end of everyone. But it's not kind to poor old Bobby, who redecorates an entire house and gets no TV time.
Who's Bobby?
He's the ginger one.
Oh.
So he redecorates an entire house,
He redecorates the
life.
entire houses, and
But
he doesn't get to talk.
Get enough credit.
No.
They actually remade a character called Bobby a person called Bobby the other day. I was like, yes.
I've only seen the first episode and a little bit the second one. There's a British queer eye guy who's involved.
I think he's the chef one, isn't it?
10.
No. I thought Tan was the...
Yeah, no, I really liked it.
Yeah, I've only been watching it since last night.
If you want to go for kind TV shows, Queer Eye is actually really...
Except I picked examples from, fictional...
Okay, we'll talk about your fictional ones, but while we're on it, what other documentary factual style shows are quite kind, do you think?
I mean, the makeover one always had me in tears. Just
love it, absolutely love it. There are just helping somebody with that sort of thing is really good.
It's got
and
community.
Charlotte just ate a berry and pulled a really funny face after she did it. Yeah, very community driven. Very. What do you think, Charlotte? What shows do you like?
I don't watch a lot of reality shows. I quite like to stay in the fantasy world.
Stay in the fantasy world. What fantasy shows are very cool?
Okay, well I started with Sherlock because it's cool. It's a good show. I like Sherlock. I think particularly one of the things that surprised me was how kind Sherlock was, for once.
In what?
So, season 3, spoilers, guys, Mary's dead.
Alert.
Mary's dead. And
You didn't give everybody enough time to turn off. You went, spoiler alert, Mary's dead.
anyway,
That quick.
Then you got it in with it. Spoiler Mary dead.
Mary's, spoiler alert, dead.
anyway, so when Mary dies, she sends this disc. Mary's dead. Anyway, she sends this disc to Sherlock, and he watches it, and on it.
When did she send the disc?
Well, she had it so that when she died, someone sent it to her.
Like P.S. I love you.
Somebody dies with P.S. I love you. Spoiler alert. Any other shows you want to like to?
Oh yeah, the whole thing's a spoiler.
Right, okay.
Anyway, when Mary sends him this disc and he watches it, and basically she tells him that if he wants to help his best friend, if he wants to save his best friend from the sadness of losing his wife, aka Mary, he has to throw himself into hell, and he does. If you remember, he goes against that guy that practically tried to kill him. Like, he nearly died, and...
that was a great episode, yeah. So why was that coming?
Because if he hadn't have done that, John would have ended up beating himself up, ended up hurting himself.
So because he had to save Sherlock. Okay. See, I think in Sherlock, the kind one is John Watson, because he looks after everybody.
He does, but I think on this certain occasion, it was Sherlock being kind to John, because John's always kind to Sherlock, and honestly, the wedding speech Sherlock gave broke my heart, like, in a good way. And I think this was kind of like Sherlock paying him back and saying, I'm saving you from the sadness of losing the person you love the most.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that really hit me.
Okay.
When they were watching the video of Mary and when they realised what Sherlock was doing, that really hit me.
Okay. Who's next?
Okay, it's about the most recent Doctor Who Christmas special.
Okay.
Because I was trying to think of just one moment that the Doctor was really kind. And I went with this because I quite like this one. there was a man who was supposed to die in World War II.
Spoiler.
This whole
come
section
on.
was spoiled. There were loads of men supposed to die in World War II. We all know this. Anyway. And
I actually don't think that's a massive spoiler because people did definitely know in World War II.
exactly. So basically, this guy, he got caught in like this time loop because the doctor refused to regenerate.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And they went through this whole thing and they met the people who had taken the guy's soul. And the doctor, instead of putting the guy back in his body when he was supposed to die, instead of putting him in his body to die, he put him in his body a couple hours later, and it was Christmas. So it was the Christmas thing where all the soldiers started singing and nobody fought, and he saved this.
Football, didn't it?
They had a game of football, and he saved this man's life by pushing it forward a couple of hours. And I think there's two things kind of about this scene: the fact that he was willing to alter time for a stranger he didn't know. One, and two, the fact that all these people, I know this is a real event, the fact that all these people that were supposed to be fighting got out of the trenches and started playing a game of football and singing Christmas carols.
You know what I love about Christmas, and you can look at it very cynically and say companies use this to sell their stuff, but I really like Christmas adverts, and the Sainsbury's one, I think the Sainsbury's a few years ago. Other supermarkets are available, including all the Lidl's, Tesco's.
I quite like the Aldi carrot. I like the Aldi carrot.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
But the one they did an advert which was a reenactment of that famous football match where they all stopped and carried on. But yeah, no, it was good that. What was the next one?
Okay. It's probably a show neither of you have seen, but it is one of my favourite shows of all time. It's called One Day at a Time. It's about this Cuban family. The nan, she came from Cuba during the Cuban Revolution, during the time Castro was taking over. And basically, the mum, because she's ex-army, ex-military, she has, like, depression. And even though...
PTSD, you mean?
No, she has depression.
Oh, okay.
Her best friend is the guy that owns the apartment building she lives in, and although she, like, when she came off her medication, she insulted him that it really hurt him, and then after she had vented everything she recorded everything on her phone, and she went to him to apologise for what she had said, and he listened to this thing, and all he could do was just hold her and cuddle her and tell her that if she needed the medication, she was going to have to be on it, even if it hurt. Even if she didn't want to be on the medication, she needed it, and it was a good choice for her life. Yeah. So he supported her, and he told her what she needed, and he also compared it to the fact that she didn't want to take the drugs, but she was going to need them, and the fact that he wanted to drink alcohol, but he couldn't do it. And he said they were in opposite predicaments, and I just love the fact that he...
So she needed the drugs and he couldn't take it because... Yeah.
And I love the fact that he...
He sort of understood.
He understood, and he was kind to her, and he comforted her, and I just love that.
How many times do... Actually, all we need is somebody going, I'm there for you.
Yeah.
You know, if you need to talk, if you need a cuddle, if you need somebody to... Just be there, I'm there for you.
I think it's underrated.
Yeah, so do I. We had this conversation in an earlier podcast. Just saying, I love you every day. Do you know what I mean? Just making sure that people are...
Just saying, I got you.
Yeah, I've got your back is really important. Thank you so much for sharing those. It's really appreciated. Cheers. Are you afraid of me starting the podcast? Because I've started recording you when we're mid-podcast recording, just to get. And what was that? Was that a impromptu version with subtitles of Emily Sanday's Read All About It? I don't even know what that was. It was weird, but it was good. It was good, weird. It was good. Welcome back to the Kindest Project. Weird but good. I think that's
we're at the end.
We are. We're at the end. But as you know, dear listeners, and as you know, dear Charlotte, read all about it. The end.
Is not the end.
Is
It
never the
actually,
end.
don't read all about it, listen about it.
Listen all about it onto the podcast.
Hear all about
Because we have the
Question of the podcast this week, last week, this week, last week.
question of the podcast this week, last week. And we are continuing to take our kamikaze dive
yeah.
into...
We are a plane, we were at steady level, and now we are nose diving.
Well, when we ask about the Muppets, it's all up. When we ask about eggs, we are flying high. When we start asking some interesting questions, we take a kamikaze dive in answers
Maybe
we
we
get.
should ask about Sesame Street characters
We
next
should,
time.
we should. So the question of the podcast this week
Kids movies.
was, what do you find hilarious, good, entertaining that other people just don't get? And we had only one answer this week from Kath Key, regular friend of the show, regular contributor. Thanks for that high five.
I like
And
it,
Kath
high five.
Key said, it's hard for me to convince people to watch the movie Local Hero. It's a gentle, reserved, funny, beautifully filmed story of a man on a crossroads and the people he meets along the journey. That sounds like my sort of film.
I like Chicken Run.
Where did that come from? It's Chicken Run, a gentle, reserved, funny, beautifully filmed story of a man on a crossroads and the people he meets along his journey.
No, the
it's
exact
about a chicken trying to escape a hungry farmer.
What's the exact opposite of that description? Let's just stop Chicken Run.
Chicken Run. Well done. Well done. But I think Chicken Run people get. Chicken Run I get. But I've never seen Local Hero. So I will be checking Local Hero out.
Check out Chicken Run.
And while you're there, if you fancy watching Chicken Run, please do. Now that kamikaze dive. Listen to this. We're just like we're going to flip side it and take.
Oh, we're doing loop-de-loops.
We're not doing loop-de-loops. Our plane isn't doing a chicken run. What we are doing is we are turning that dive into a huge soar because we got a really nice email this week.
Yes, we did.
So let me tell you about this email. It's from a lady called Flo Meek.
Yes.
And she just emailed us to say, I have just come across the podcast and I'm now binge listening to all the episodes. Good luck with that. I wanted
Try not to pee your pants.
Is that what happens when people listen? Is that been medically has that been medically proven?
Yes.
Can we use that in our claim? The Kindest Project, medically proven to pee your pants.
You laugh so hard you wet your bed.
But listen, right? So Flo's loving the podcast.
Yeah.
She's binge listening to all the episodes.
Yes.
And she wanted to share her particular story of kindness.
Yes.
So she said, I started a project called Spread Happy, which aims to get people engaging with each other a little bit more and to bring out some smiles to everyone. The idea is that you hand out a card with a positive message, there are several designs, to a stranger simply to make them smile and to improve their day. The responses I've had have been amazing, and the buzz I get from seeing someone smile is like nothing else. And she gave us a virtual card, which was really nice.
We did receive
which just says, you're a bit awesome, which we really, really appreciate, Flo. Thank you for
and
that.
although I did not send a return email, I did follow her on Instagram.
So did I, and on Twitter. And
I've done that yet.
And I sent her a little Twitter message as well, which she really appreciated. So the kamikaze of only getting one answer was redeemed by having a bit of an awesome email at the end of the week. So that was all good. High fives on that. And that, my friends, is it for this week. We'll see you next week.
Bye!